Entitled Mom thinks it's against the law to not let her kid pet my service dog. Hello, I am back, and for those who don't know me, please see my post history. If you're too lazy, then please read this quick overview. First, my name is Bookworm, hi. Second, I have a service dog in training who is a corgi. She is a medical and psychiatric alert and response dog. In my state, SDITs have the same rights as fully trained service dogs. Also, I have a lot of stories about entitled parents involving her. I am about to be a senior in the Midwest, and I have begun to experience mobility issues as well. So, on to the story. I was at my local mall, walking around with one of my good friends and my SDIT, Cora. I was looking at a clothes rack, with Cora sitting or lying down right next to me. She had a blue service dog vest with tube in training, patches on either side. Suddenly, I felt someone say, "OMG, doggy." I turned around and saw an adorable little girl, no older than 5, running toward Cora. Cora perked her ears up. Side note, my dog loves kids and always flips onto her back so they can pet her tummy. I said, "Whoa, hang on, sweetie." I moved in front of my dog and crouched down to be eye level with the little girl. I told her, "You can't pet her." The little girl asked, "Why not?" I explained, "She's a service dog, which means she has a job to do." The little girl asked, "What kind of job?" I said, "I have medical issues and her job is to help me through them." At that moment, the little girl's mother came running into view. She looked at us and said, "There you are, LG." She grabbed the little girl and said, "You can't go running away like that." The little girl said, "Mommy, look, a doggy." The mother replied, "Oh, how cute." She looked at me and asked, "Where did you get her?" I answered, "I got her from a breeder that specifically breeds corgis for service dog work." The mother said, "Oh." The little girl said, "Mommy, I want to pet the doggy." The mother said, "Oh, I'm sure this nice lady will let you." Before I could speak, the little girl said, "No, because this lady says her dog is a service dog." The mother said, "Aren't service dogs supposed to provide comfort?" I started to explain factually, but the mother interrupted, shouting, "Don't service dogs provide comfort to children in hospitals? My baby is dying. She just got out of the hospital, and this is her last wish. How dare you deny my baby her last wish?" I looked at the little girl, who was happily dancing around, while the mother screeched at me. The mother yelled, "What you're doing is against the law. I know my rights as a parent of a sick child." I said, "I'm sorry your child is sick, but if a dog came to see her in the hospital, that is not a service dog. They're called therapy dogs." The mother shouted, "You're such a liar." At that moment, my friend stepped in. God bless my friend because she doesn't stand for anyone's nonsense. She said, "Shut up." The mother said, "Excuse me." My friend replied, "Either you're dumb, blind, or just plain rude. This dog has a vest that says do not pet, so either you also need a guide dog or manners on how to act like a reasonable person." The mother's mouth dropped open, and she started screeching again, but my friend cut her off. She continued, "You're setting a terrible example for your daughter, and I'm glad my mother isn't like you. Let me break it down for you. This is not your dog. It doesn't matter if this was a pet dog on the street. You aren't entitled to pet anyone's dog. What makes it worse is that you are in violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act, which means you're breaking the law, not Bookworm." She added, "This dog is tasked to mitigate my friend's disabilities, so you have 2 choices. Either I call security and the police, or you can walk away. Your choice." The mother sputtered like a fish out of water, but my friend just stood there with her arms crossed. At that moment, Cora alerted me, letting me know my medical issues were beginning to act up. The mother grabbed her child and stormed away, as the little girl waved back at us. The little girl said, "Bye, good doggy." After they left, my friend and I found a table to sit at. Cora curled up underneath the table. She got me my meds from her vest, and some water from a nearby water fountain.